Hello, my beautiful people. Yet another casual environment setting for my videos as usual. So I apologize if I don't do my best work when I talk like this, but I think sometimes doing things off the cuff is just needed because I want to talk today, and me sitting and writing down is going to delay me getting this out. But I had to write something down. And I'm doing this while folding my laundry, which I love to do secretly, these sorts of things, just like washing dishes, because it's very meditative. And I like to do it sometimes, most of the time, in quiet, while I do love my music. So I don't always talk about these sorts of everyday issues that I think about quite most of my life. I was going to say quite often. No, most of my life. Whether it's like, okay, I had a problem in that area, or what is my problem in general regarding, just whatever challenge it is that obviously I've had a lot of challenges with myself since a teenager. If you haven't listened to me before, go back and listen to that personal empowerment journey playlist. It says Nora Personal Empowerment Journey. So what I wanted to talk about that brought this up, why I was thinking about this and doing laundry, is addictions. I talked about this a little bit, and I don't remember which one it was, but it was talking about people that I've been surrounded with, people that I am surrounded with, maybe either currently or in the past, and they share me their stories of how they've overcome these different things to make their life better, right? With or without God or being spiritual. I hear different people's stories, right? Most of them, though, is when they either, come to those low points and they do and or are able to access, right, source or God or Jesus, whoever it is to them. And people that come from different types of addictions, drugs of any form, including alcohol. And so what I wanted to talk about, I think I started thinking about addictions in social media and like the history and the pattern of people with the evolving of technology and different things over, from back, after civilizations and things started coming into play when people weren't doing farm work or different things in this country, right? And TV came into play and all these sorts of things, which are great for entertainment purposes and those sorts of things. But it also is a distraction away from our core essence. And when I talk like that, because a lot of people might think like, oh, that's too deep. They may not realize that you have a divine purpose and calling. Some people have a bigger one than others. And I've talked about that in a video. And so I can describe to you more at another time when I do some more readings from book excerpts about why. Why are we doing this? Who cares? If you're not looking at it from the perspective that we're all going to be dead, let's just say you're looking at it from the perspective of, I'm going to be dead, I'm going to be in the ground, everything's going to be over, who cares? This whole preparation in this life to do XYZ, who cares? Who cares if I read that, Nora? I don't need it, blah, blah, blah. Okay. So there is a reasoning. And if you care enough, you'll keep listening to me, because I will explain to you that it's all about grabbing our innate power and using it for the good of ourselves, our lives while we're here, and for others, and serving. Okay. So some of you have not found it yet, possibly. So getting back to addictions, I was going to give the example of social media is another, I guess, an avenue to cause addiction, right? And remember, again, I am not perfect. So there's things that I do and repeat patterns. Even if I go look at certain things, it's like, why do I keep doing that? Even some things with my shopping sort of stuff, which is sometimes excessive, because while I could be like, oh, I'm just looking for tea or I'm doing whatever, it's causing me to delay my chores or my videos or whatever it is that I'm doing. And I just try to be patient with myself going through this process. It's kind of like shopping out there. Why am I making these million types of trips when I could make life easier for myself and just go once a week or once every other week or whatever I'm dumb stuff I'm doing, right? Too much time on my hands. So, addictions, social. So, let's just give an example of I want you to look at, okay, say for instance, I've talked about this before. So, distractions away from ourselves and our core essence. And maybe somebody, they have their different reasons, right? Maybe they're building a business online. Maybe they're doing things like that. I'm not talking about that aspect. I'm talking about addiction in the sense maybe you keep looking at your email. Well, that's like an OCD thing. Say you keep looking at this person. We're going to give the example of me being hypnotized by beauty. Let's just say that I keep going and looking at somebody's page because they're beautiful. I like their style or whatever it is. I'm gonna give the example of that because back in the day it would have been my friends, right? We're gonna call them friends, the people that I was closest to. And I really looked up to them more so than anything for their exterior and what I thought I was supposed to look like, what is desirable and all those sorts of things in society that I felt bad about myself, right? And I don't think I worked on my core. I didn't know really what that meant in being self. So, and I was also very shy. But my issues I've talked about with that before is that um, thinking that it would make me feel better to be friends with that person or whatever it was. And it took me a very long time to get past that. And it was very freeing, like probably not till the age of 30. Okay. So go back and listen to those two videos if you're interested. So I did that until adulthood, not necessarily friends, but it could just be talking to somebody, right? And those people that I ended up talking to, which is interesting because they weren't very, I guess, interesting or people of substance to me. That was just my perspective, And so, but I was still enamored of the beauty. And so I was always trying to get to the root of like, there's got to be something more. There's got to be some sort of substance in there. Okay, I found, okay, maybe like she's kind of funny. Like, that's a great quality, like that is. But I never really found very much in these people that I either worked with or talked to or had conversations with. So, and remember again, it's all about what I perceive the focus of American culture is our outside. Okay, so it doesn't really matter that saying it's what's inside that counts. Nobody gives a fuck. Watch the 80s movies, I'm telling you, people, with Molly Ringwald, and you will understand what I'm talking about. But it's true even till this day. So, okay, don't feel like it's what's inside that counts. So let's just say you're looking at social and you are obsessed with a certain somebody and their body and whatever it is. You can talk about porn, you can talk about whatever, all these different things, different types of addictions that basically keep drawing you and pulling you back in. And really, I can say it from a number of different perspectives, as I always do, is that you would say, why is this happening? Why are these people being put in front of me? Why do I feel like I'm comparing myself? Why do I do this? Or you may not even know, okay? Because there were periods of time, this is why I can talk about it, that I know why I did that. Like, why did I drive over to that dude's house and drive by and act like a stalker and act outside of my character? Like, that's not me. What am I doing? What are they doing for me that I am so hypnotized? And it was because of the physical, because when you look at it, I'm like, what did I like them at? What about them as a person did I like? Why was I drawn? Why couldn't I stop? I'm getting very loud and passionate about this. Okay, because I think it's so dumb. So, but I had to learn. in my own unique way and hopefully to be able to explain it to you clearly. So you go and you're looking at people, you're comparing yourself, you're being obsessive about it. It doesn't make it any better. I don't think that people are constantly, if not every 5 minutes, every 10 minutes, every day, posting stuff. I think it perpetuates it. Okay. It makes it worse. It's like me. While I would love to talk on here and share with you guys every day, and I should, my beautiful two people, just joking. But I would love to share on here every day, but I also feel like I'm going to be just as bad because you may start relying on the information, right? But you could, all the videos I have, you could be literally watching me every day if you haven't seen enough videos. There's plenty there, people. Uh, so who knew? Who knew I could ever talk this much? Not even myself. As if you've listened to me before, being an introvert, now I can't shut my ass up, and it's just amazing. Okay, so going back to being addicted to social, getting on there, like looking and paying attention to your actions and distractions. Okay, again, going back to that, getting away from our true essence and what a lot of us are here to do. You may be like, what does that mean still? What, like, I think if you start to look at divine order and how your life is set up, and once you're going through the daily, maybe feeling like a robot or getting to that point, like even, okay, I've gone to college or school or trading school. Now I've gotten married. I have kids, this, and I'm all settled. And then like going through maybe up and down stressors and all the other things of life, family health problems, fights with people, and most humans, right, are going to reflect on the whole, what is the meaning of all of this? Like, am I supposed to do this just to wait to retire and die?